Is that even better?
So, do you see? Do you see? So, with dulcet tones comes an American accent. Oh wow! I hope.
Maybe it's because the Americans could be more romantic than the
Is
British.
that even better?
Oh no! I challenge that. I challenge that.
Yeah,
I
go on.
I challenge that. So, good evening, and I hope you've put the kids to bed, and I hope you've got a glass of something nice in your hand, sipping it, and I hope you enjoy that as you join us after dark for a conversation on romancing the stone. What does
I
that
don't know.
mean?
Romance and the Stone.
Oh, sorry. Romancing the Stone is the movie.
It is the
Yeah,
movie.
Romance and the Stone. So, what does that mean? It means whatever you want it to mean. Romance and the Stone. We're going to have a little look at romance because it's the month of romance. It is the time to talk romance. It's the time to be romantic. And what have you lost, Charlie? What
My
have you lost?
notes. My stuff is gone.
Is this not
Those aren't mine.
okay? Well, I don't
No.
know what to say. You know, there's a parable in Matthew. I think it's everybody was sitting here.
Mark, go dig a hole.
Everybody, that's not very romantic. We've been sitting, listeners, we've been sitting outside from about 6:30, waiting for 8 o'clock to come on and do the show. And when the bridegroom delayed his coming, and some people slept.
No, I
Some,
wouldn't. No, don't
some
do that.
people slept,
Don't do
and
that.
now they've gone to go and get their notes, and the
don't-
bridegroom has come, and there are no.
Do you have my notes?
I have my notes.
My.
I have my notes because there were 5 virgins that were wise, and 5 virgins that were foolish.
Oh, go dig a hole, Mark. Go dig a hole. Go dig a hole. Anyway, I'm
And
gonna.
put the devil in.
You can do whatever you want with it. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's go have a look.
I'm so sorry. We're sounding like we haven't been on the show for 2 months. We're sounding like we haven't been around for 2 months. All right. She's found her notes, people. So should we begin again?
We can
I
begin
hope
again.
I hope in this time you've been sipping a little something and getting yourself in the mood for our after dark conversation. Now, sipping a little something, you don't want to drink it too quickly. We don't want you to get you all sort of
You sip it from a slender straw.
slender straw. I don't know. I don't know if that's a euphemism, but
No, it's not. It's not.
okay.
That's no. But if you get a mocktail
Yeah.
when you go out, they always give you a glass and they give you a straw, but it's a slender straw, so it helps you as you take your time and you sip it. You see?
You don't want to gulp this thing.
You don't want to gulp it. You have to
No.
sip it. Small sips.
Small sips.
Small sips.
I'm with that. So in fact, that's a good tip because if in the month of romance, if you're going to be romantic this month, if you're going to be romantic and you're going to be dating and you're going out and you're ordering your mocktail, make sure you say, I'd like a mocktail with a slender straw.
Yes, please. And make sure you have your Vex money too.
Your Vex money?
Yes.
What's Vex money?
Your Vex money.
Vex
So
money, what's that?
if someone's taking you out, make sure you can pay your half. Because if you
No,
go out
no.
and
Well,
you
we can talk. All right. I'm gonna discuss that because that is a bugbear of mine.
Vex money.
Vex money.
Hey,
Okay, Vex
hey,
money. I'm coming to
listen.
that. First of all, because I went on all sorts of sites and
Oh Lord.
yeah, yeah.
A Florida friend.
No, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
Huh?
I'm not ashamed to say it. I remember a friend of mine called me up. I mean, we're in our 60s, and he called me up and he was saying that a girlfriend of his was cursing him about something. And he said, I said to her, this. I said, no, you can't say that to her. And he said, hey, Mark, me a 40-year-old, you know. If me can't say it to her, no, when me go say it? So you see, like now, I'm 60 odd. So I can tell you, I went to many sites in my research for tonight's show.
Okay, so can I just make two disclaimers then?
You go on then.
First of all, just in case anyone's listening and they're looking to whisk me off my feet,
Don't.
I am not Mark's age group. Just so you know.
Yeah, if you're just listening to the voices, and I said I'm in my 60s, just want to make sure Charlene's making sure that you realize that she is not yet in her 60s.
I'm not. Just FYI, ask the question. Not yet. Well, one day I'll be free, but not yet.
Okay, so that's a good disclaimer. That's a good disclaimer. So the first thing I found out on when I was looking at getting some information, and it was about what is the Christian view of romance? And because I got so many different types of responses from the different sites, I thought, well, what is romance? Because what I find is that, and not just in that, in many subjects that we discuss, after about 10-15 minutes, somebody comes on and says, no, define it, because Mark's saying this and you're saying that, and the listeners are coming in and saying this. Are we all talking about the same thing? So yeah. So from that point of view, we need a working definition of romance.
Okay.
So have you got one?
I have.
Go on then. What have you got?
A feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love.
A feeling. I like that one. A feeling of excitement
associated with love. And then
did you say and mystery?
Yeah, excitement and mystery, associated with love. And then number 2 was a quality of feeling of mystery, excitement, and remoteness from everyday life.
Oh, give me that one again. I was writing.
A quality or feeling of mystery, excitement, and remoteness from everyday life.
See, I like that. I do like that, because I didn't see that definition, but I definitely like it. And you know what I like in it? Mystery. I like the word mystery. I do like the word mystery. So all right, because let's so we've got our definition. Oh, we're on 0745 964 2898. Now, it's the month of love, so we want you to join in and talk to us. We want you to come on and what you got some comments already?
I've got some definitions. I've got some definitions of love.
Okay.
Sorry.
Did I give the number out?
Sorry, I think I cut you off.
Let me give the number out. 0745 964 2898. That's 0745 964 2898. Tonight we're discussing romance and the stone.
And can I hail out? We have 5 people on ARL YouTube.
Oh yeah, we got YouTube.
We've got YouTube now.
YouTube now, man. We got YouTube.
And then we've got those also on Instagram. So just to read some comments. Hi Yvonne. This is her 3rd time on ARL this evening. Okay. Whoop, whoop. Well done, Yvonne. She says hello to us. Wow, note stood you up. The note stood me up. No, I had to go looking. We have to go looking for a good man. Anyway, hello, Mark. Dear. I got one McTail. I've got one McTail. Definition of romancing. I only realize old-fashioned romancing. It's a me bag. Not looking for this modern speed dating thing. And she said deluded equals romance.
Deluded? No. In the month of romance and love, you can't say deluded equals romance. No.
But I'm not. But I think and hi back to Eden. And I think the thing about it is that so many people have tried and it's failed, or so many people have been hurt. So when you've gone through valleys of hurt and pain, or romance that isn't what you think is going to be, I think you find yourself in a place where you then think is deluded.
Okay, so that's disillusioned. I will go with disillusioned, But to say deluded is like you're believing something to be that cannot be or is not, and you're holding on to it, and it's not true. It's a fallacy. Now, because I like the word mystery, that doesn't mean that it's not true. I mean, mystery can be very true. I do like that. So I'm going to hold on to that word mystery in your definition. A feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love. I love that. I don't love deluded equals romance. I don't like that. So let's have a little chat about the romance and the Christian.
Oh, and that's the stone, right? The Christian.
The stone. Oh, no, don't be like that. Don't be like that. So let's have a little chat about romance and the Christian. I've got, all right, well, listen to my definition. My definition is boring, man. A romance is a relationship between two people who are in love with each other, but who are not married to each other.
Oh.
But you see, I don't like that. I don't agree with that definition. A romance is a relationship between two people who are in love, but who are not married. That is not romance at all.
No, that to me,
that's just a relationship. That's just a courtship, a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
No, but then to me, it also equates that if once you get married, your romance is dead. And that's what I don't like about that, because I think romance is not associated, shouldn't only be associated with dating, courting, leading up to marriage. It's like on your wedding day, you say, right, we put the romance behind us now.
Yeah, we've done it now.
No, I don't like that.
I got through that.
Yeah, I don't like
that. No, I don't like that at all, because I was gonna come with that definition and then challenge it. But your definition sweeps me off my feet. I really do like your definition. So a romance is a relationship between two people who are in love with each other, but who are not married to each other. We've been in that definition. We're not sticking with that at all. And then the next thing that it says in my notes is, why do so many Christians hate romance? Well, the reason they hate it is if that's the definition, if that's the definition, who wants to, you can't, you're a long time married,
And can I also highlight, can I go back to your definition and highlight something?
Yeah.
Two people.
Romance is a relationship between two people. Yeah.
The two people I think is important, and it's good to that is two people. When you're romancing, it should be between two people.
Let's come to that, because I definitely think if you're in a relationship, it should be two people.
I think if you
0745 964 2898. If you're in a relationship, it should be two people.
But I think it depends on which stage it is, because I think if I think about what the dating scene these days is meant to be that you can date many people, but then when you go into that zone of being exclusive, that then changes that then changes the fabric. It's a delay.
Yeah, I know, yeah. but you're delay or not, you're off the screen, and that's the most annoying. No, it's the most. Then don't have a screen.
No problem. Stop telling me off.
I'm not telling you off.
That's not romantic, Mark. Right, so you got comments here. So the end goal of the diamond ring is it still relevant? If your partner, have no clue, how do you drop hints without vexation?
What about getting a ring?
To be romantic, what is that in 2025?
That's what we want to know.
And then that's how delusion or confused arranged marriages deal with that after vows exchange. So arranged marriages, they usually that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a, okay. We've got to break it down.
Yeah.
So good. So because arranged marriages, we're talking about romance. So with arranged marriage, okay, I'm going to put down arranged marriages.
And I think, and the other thing,
we're going to come back to arranged marriages, okay?
And I think the other thing about romance in 2025, is it the big Instagram gestures, or is it the small things? I think that's the other thing, because
I don't
Everyone,
even know what the big Instagram gestures are.
like, so, when you see someone and then they give you like a picture of the sunset holding somebody's hand and a big bunch of flowers. So is that those picturesque flowers? Images, sorry, the images of like the super big bunches of flowers being delivered to you. Everything is a Kodak moment.
Okay.
Everything is a picture. Everything is like, oh, I have a surprise coming up. And then even like engagements now is that whole petals on the carpet towards the big signs, will you marry me? And so I think the world is trying to give us this false narrative of what romance look like, and I think a lot of the images that it's trying to give us is associated also with finance and money, because how are you going to afford to fly somebody to the Maldives just to propose to them for three, and then have their whole family there, and
Yeah. That's certainly for a certain club. That's certainly for a certain class of people or group of people.
But isn't that what everybody is? It's like when you watch the Jason's Lyrics and the Love and Basketball and those type of music.
I think Love and Basketball was one of the best films I've ever seen.
It is great. It is great.
Excellent.
And Jason's Lyric. But with those movies, they give you this false narrative of what romance is gonna look like. It's gonna be this ordinary guy, and then you find out he's a billionaire, or you find out something, you know what I mean? And then it's all these narratives in terms of romance and stuff, but what is it really?
My wife's still expecting me at some point to surprise her with the billions.
I don't know, but it's also, and also, you go on one of them little canoe thing, gondola, and then all of a sudden he starts scooping up the dirty water and washing your feet with it and all that kind of stuff. Well, sorry, the water's
hold on. Are you a cynic? In the month of February, you can't be cynical.
No, but you know what it is the problem you have is that some of these things look good, but the reality of it is not practical.
Okay, so let's find out what is it. So I just love your definition. I could read that all night. But what should be the Christian's view of romance? And it says, why are so many Christians why do they hate the idea of romance? I'm going to say in my notes, you've got a message. I'm going to let you do it right now. I'm going to say in my notes that the reason why so many Christians hate the idea of romance is because of the definition they gave me, which I think is ugly. The definition about a relationship between romance is a relationship between two people who are in love, but who are not yet married. So if that's the definition, I can see why a lot of people hate it. But I like your definition. So let's talk about examples of that. But go on, let's read your message out.
Okay, so first I have Mark. Hi, Mark. It was lovely meeting you on Sabbath. Good evening, Charlie and Mark. Romance between my wife and I, over 30 years, married life, and still going strong. Woo, woo, woo. That's what we love to hear.
Is that the black trumpeter?
Yes, that's it.
That gave me a hard time on Sabbath about if I came into the church and heard you lot discussing this, I would think I'm in the wrong place.
It's all right.
No. I love the question because the question allowed me to answer and make a point that I didn't have the room to make until he posed that question. It's just that if I'd known it was him, then I would have hit him a little bit firmer in my response. Hey, Mapi, I haven't seen you for a while.
Hold on.
I'm coming to your point, Mapi. We've got another one over here on YouTube.
Can we first talk about what is a definition of romance?
You're late, mate, because we talked about it.
We did, and if I can just read it one more time.
I loved Charlie's definition much more than mine.
A feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love, and a quality or feeling of mystery, excitement, and remoteness from everyday life. So that's the definition that I came with.
Give me. Let me show you how you read that definition. You read that like you were reading the phone book. Romance is a feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love. A quality or feeling of mystery, excitement, and remoteness from everyday life. Yes, wow. You read it like you were reading the shopping list. Yeah. Come on, man. This is the month of February. Okay, let me get to the P. Oh, look, you see, he's saying he's off the bed.
Grandma.
This is an interesting subject, and I would love to say something, but I'm under manners. My alarm will go off soon, so I'm rushing to bed. Regards to you and Shah. Hold on. Shah just got Saki, yeah, off there. That's how she's still with me all the while. Firmer, I like the word. All right, what you do?
Shawnee's romancing workshop. Oh
So,
boy.
Mavi, I'm gonna leave it on the Facebook. Check it out when you got some time. But
So
yeah,
can it be learnt?
Huh?
The question has come up. Can romance be learnt?
Yes, the romance can be learned. And what was interesting for me is that I saw something that talked about all the different ways people could be romantic through the ages. Like, how were they in the time of the Tudors? How were they in the time of the Victorians? How were they in the time? Who was before the Tudors? I've forgotten now. But anyway, the Middle Ages, and then it came through. And guess what? I'm very much, and I know I'm a dinosaur, but when I read the way people are romantic, and you know the style of romance, I'm very much a man from the Middle Ages.
Okay.
I actually smiled when I read it. I goes, good grief. I'm from the 1500s.
So
But
are you saying that you're old school in your romance? Horse, stallion with the
yeah,
armor.
yeah.
Wow.
And take your coat off and put it in the puddle so that the lady can not wet her shoes. Very much like that. And that seems natural to me. Now, the question was asked, can you learn it? I think you can, because certainly I would try and teach those ways to my son, and he might be there thinking, "God, grief, this is so outdated." But as a boy, you see, you don't wait till he's 14, 15. It's as a boy, he's seeing gestures. So he will see how I treat ladies. He will see how I treat his mom. He will see how I behave and what I say and what I don't say.
So let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you anyway. Let me ask you a question. So I can't remember which movie it was.
El says he's laughing like crazy. No, man, it's good to hear from you, man.
I can't remember what movie it was I watched, but it said something like it was like something about trying to teach women how to interact with men, and it said that as a woman, you should sit in the car until the man opens the door for you.
Well, you see, I don't think it's for the woman to teach me how to be romantic. It can be taught. It can be taught.
So who does the teaching?
I would say your father, maybe your peers, maybe your brother. I don't know if he's got the bed yet, but there's certainly a lot of things that I did, do, and growing up, I would think, how would Earl react in this situation? Now, even if I didn't then do it, he was my frame of reference.
Okay, so it would cross your mind.
So yeah, so then I might say, oh yeah, we'll do that. Oh, I ain't doing that. Or yeah, I'm gonna do that. Do you see what I mean? So, but I would probably, and you can tell me 0745 964 2898 if I'm being chauvinistic in saying I wouldn't feel comfortable with the lady teaching me. Now, you could say that, and I'll take that being chauvinistic, because I've decided that I'm a gentleman from the Middle Ages. So I'll take that. But just for my personal style. So okay. So romance, can it be taught?
So we're asking, so what is a stone?
What is the stone?
Yeah.
So you want the stone at 8:30?
You have to stay tuned.
You have to stay tuned, man. The stone could be the stone in your ring, the stone in your shoe. The stone could be the obstacle to romance. The stone could be stuff that makes the romance stronger. The stone is for you, Sharon, to tell me, what is your stone?
The heart of stone?
The heart of stone. Now, you said a woman could sit in the car and just wait for the man. See, I would be uncomfortable with that. That personally, I know I would. But I have seen, like, for example, when Josh was younger, his mum would say, Josh, the door. Or, teaching him, and he go, and then go and do it. So, but yeah, I guess you've just got to learn.
So no, but I guess that's a valid question.
Yeah.
And I know each person is different. So I say that to say, I'm not saying that there's going to be one size fits all rule with this, but and maybe we'll get to that because I know in my notes I have that until if you meet someone and you deem them not to be romantic or by certain things, how would you then broach that?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So for example,
yes.
For me, for someone to making me feel special, maybe I want them to open doors and hold doors open for me. And this guy's just bowling through the doors and the doors are just smacking me in my face. So is it a matter that he's not romantic? Therefore, I will then stop like a lady and bat my eyelids and say, well, can you hold the door open for me? Or do I just say, cha, he's just not that type of person and let the door swing? And I think it's even vice versa because I've had men come to me with that complaint in terms of like they've bought their girlfriend's flowers and she just dash it down. So therefore then they go and buy her a vase and she's still dashing it down. You know what I mean? So then they're thinking, well, what you know what I mean? So it's how do we identify a romance of what it is if you're not getting what you're expecting back? Or is it that the person just not interested?
Right.
Sorry, I just dumped a whole
that's quite a bit. But watch. For me, what I would say is because we're really talking about the romance.
Yeah.
But for me, I wouldn't you have to be romantic with someone you're attracted to. Right?
Ooh.
So if I'm attracted to you and there is not for me, there must be something in you that I find romantic that attracts me to you. Because that's why when the person said arranged marriages, I said we'll come to that because there's a whole school of thought, and I think it's the Elizabeth. I'm getting it all mixed up now. There was the Victorians that it was that there's no romance in marriage and relationships. It's about social climbing. It was about this family married somebody, their son married somebody in that family, and the woman always joined a family that could advance her socially and what he brought to the table, etc., etc., etc. So for me now, if I find you attractive, there must be not must be, but I would imagine there's something in you that I find romantic. And that could be the way that you, I don't know, run your fingers through my hair. Are you watching on YouTube or Facebook? Run your fingers through my hair. So
Ellison with us. He's not going anywhere.
Oh dear, I've just taken my glasses out of the case again. Bad side.
He's staying with us.
He's staying for a little bit. If a lady acts like a lady, the man almost has to act like a gentleman. Yes, that is true. That is so true. Oh dear. It's after dark. It's after dark. Let me tell you that I think that is so true. Because growing up, there were ladies that I would only ever dare act like a gentleman around them. And there were other ladies who were in my circle that I wouldn't feel so, I wouldn't say on my toes. It's not so much on my toes, but when you stand to attention, you're mindful of everything. So he's right. If you're a lady that acts like a lady, a man almost has to act like a gentleman. Yeah, I agree with that because I'm the same guy, but I'm like the perfect gentleman here with this perfect lady. And no, to someone that deserves it and every good lady deserves it. Shah's trying to listen and read at the same time.
I am because everyone's popping off.
Yeah. I think he's watching.
He's watching us.
Yeah.
So Sharon, thanks for joining us. We have, according to the search, so she was asking us, so what is the stone? According to the search, the actual phrase romancing the stone is part of the vocabulary of jewelers and refers to a stage in the process of producing a piece of jewelry from a gemstone.
Mhm.
So it must be about perfecting or improving a rugged, natural character.
Okay.
So you must be the stone and life must be the smoothing
Ooh.
romantic process.
I'm going to take that,
One.
Sharon.
Go on,
I'm going to
Sharon.
take that, Sharon. So you are the stone and life is smoothing you. But does it smooth you together? But anyway, so, all right. Let me ask this. What are some of the ways that, because I read some stuff here that said that certain Christian not relationships, certain Christian organizations do not advocate romance. And then, of course, I was reading that certain do. So we're not taking any one of the two sides as a given. But what are some of the ways, some of the elements that we could say that I could suggest to my son, you could suggest to your daughter, are mannerisms or styles or approaches they could have to being romantic?
But can I talk about?
Oh, can I just say, is Earl's talking about lady and gentleman? If I am a gentleman, is that in and of itself, is that not romantic? And if she is a lady, is that not romantic? Or is there more to it than that? Is there more to it? Is there just being a gentleman? Is that romantic? What is romance? Forget my definition. That's not
You know,
no good.
you know I think the thing that I also look at is, when you brought your definition up, Mark, and your definition was talking about being like the romance ends when you're married.
Yeah, that was
And
crazy.
for me, to me, your it's like your romance then goes up a level when you get married, because something I've always says, when it comes to intimacy between a man and his wife, or a woman and her husband, yeah, that's to get to the ultimate, it has to be about pure romancing. It can't just be about the act. It has to be that whole all day, all week romance.
So why, Charlie, then, do these authors in my notes talk about that the romance is about before you're married? What is it that happens? That's what I want to talk about. What is romance? What is a acceptable degrees or levels or standard or approaches to romance? And why then do people of faith see that end after they're married? And not, of course, everybody, but why is it such a phenomenon that it's made its way into these articles?
I think that's an old-time viewpoint, which is not, it's like you've gotten the prize, so that's it. And I think that has had a negative impact on a lot of individuals within their marriages, why people aren't feeling fulfilled. Men and women aren't feeling fulfilled anymore, aren't feeling loved, aren't feeling appreciated anymore, because actually, before we got married, you used to give me flowers every week. Every time we used to go to picnics in the park and do all these wonderful things. And like, now you've got me, you don't want to carry on. And it's like, actually, no, you have to, what you use to get me, you have to use to maintain me past marriage. And I think not everyone has that viewpoint. And I think it goes back to that thing you said, Mark, in terms of what was your early memories of romance? What did you see your parents doing? Because if you didn't see your dad's romancing your mom, or your mom romancing your dad, or you know what I mean, or that whole walk by and cheeky look, and the brush past each other, and those.
I didn't really see my dad romancing my mom, but I guess. So what is it then, really? I guess.
Or is it the
There's
flip of
something,
it?
is there something in there? No, but my dad was very loving, but in his own way. So he would be doing things a lot different to what I would have been doing when I was growing up and then wanted to romance people. He would do it totally differently. But I guess what it is that you see that they are mindful and they want to take care and they want to do something that they know that the other person will appreciate. Now, the things that my dad did that I thought that he probably thought my mom would really appreciate, may have been very basic or standard or whatever in my eyes now, not then, now. Because remember, it's a whole different world, right? You know, he'd be 112, 115 now if he was still alive. So it's a whole world ago. But I guess it's the taking care. And when you talk about the guys that are romantic to get you, and once they've got you, they're no longer romantic, then I think that they're role playing. I don't think that they are actually romantic and they're not romancing. So okay. So Earl says the romance. Hold on, I think I missed one. One thing. The gentleman comment was in response to your comment. You feel romantic to certain ladies, but not all ladies. And that's because they're ladies, I think, maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
So
The
hold on.
romance, let me read his bit.
Time to write it down.
Don't shoot me down before. The romance part is the way you relate to ladies around you, whether it's your aunts, friends, or even colleagues at work. Yeah. It's like putting yourself into a vulnerable. You Charlie will love that word. Oh dear.
If I get a pound for every time someone is vulnerable.
It's like putting yourself into a vulnerable position to help make someone feel special. And that's what I was trying to say. That's what my dad, you could tell that he wanted to make my mom feel special. The things he did was probably not the things that I would have done. And the things I did are not the things Josh will do. But it's just, but okay, let me get his last one. Dad didn't act romantically toward mom. It was a different time and generation. Dad didn't act romantic. So you wouldn't say that him, because Earl's older than me now, so he's older when
his
he's
viewpoint is different. Yeah.
So, it's a different time. So he didn't act romantically. And am I looking at through rose-tinted glasses? I'm saying it was romantic because he was taking special care. But then maybe Earl will say it's not. For his generation, he was romantic. Yes, he treated mom special, and we saw that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it's the treating someone special. So when you talk about the fact that the guy does it, gets you, marries you, and then doesn't do it, then that's romance by numbers, and you can't sustain that. And you know, and I've got 5 sisters, and I'd tell each one of them that to leave the guy that does that, you know, romance by numbers, because that's not something that's coming out of who he is, because you can't maintain that. So this is gone.
And so I want to bring a point back, but I'll come back to about the lady comment. But I think for me, romance is bespoke. Yeah, and I tell you why. I tell you why I think it's bespoke, because yes, you can buy someone a bunch of flowers. Yeah. But to me, the romance of the band of flowers is the fact that 3 weeks ago we were having a conversation and I said to you, blue is my favorite color, and this orchid that I saw in the shop, you know what I mean? And we've had a random conversation.
Yeah.
And then you surprise me with blue orchids based on a conversation, because then what that shows is you were listening.
You're paying attention.
You're the attention to detail. And you're really interested, because I think there's that thing in terms of, I buy you flowers, but I told you lilies remind me of death, and you bought me some lilies. So actually,
they're flowers, aren't they?
But you didn't listen to me. You just all you heard was, oh, she likes flowers. You know what I mean? So then actually, when I'm talking, are you hearing wah 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 wah, or actually you hearing the words that I'm saying? So I think it's the importance of what's the attention to detail. And I think that's the thing for me. In terms of romance, are you listening? And I think everyone likes to feel that they're being listened to.
Yes, I can't disagree with that. But so are you listening Are you paying attention? Yes, that's the thing. For me, that's the thing. Pay attention to the needs of the person that you want to romance. You've got to pay attention to their needs. What are their needs? And pay attention to that. Okay, so what? Go on.
He said it has to be reciprocated, Shah, or it dies off inside very quickly.
Yes,
Yeah,
it has to be. It does. It does have to be reciprocated because I remember. I bought flowers for a lady that was upset with me, and the next time I saw her, the flowers were just chucked away. They were fresh, chucked away, and I haven't bought her flowers since, or I never bought her flowers again. And yes, she was upset with me, and she might be saying, well, I'm upset with you, so I don't want them. But it does. It does. Romance is a very fragile thing, and it can die quickly. 0745 964 2898.
Ernest just made a comment and says, detail is a hard thing. Romance is a soft thing.
Is that hard as in difficult or hard as in strong, tough, firm thing? Romance is a soft thing.
No, but I think detail is a soft thing for me as well. I don't think detail is a hard thing.
I think it's just, you see, because I don't know. I think when you said it shows that he's listening, I hear somebody going on at me when we say listening, but I know that's not what you meant. That's why I rephrased it in my own head and said shows that you're paying attention, because then I'm paying attention to who Charlie is, what Charlie likes, and what can I do, because in your definition when you talked about mystery, I just love that. Yeah, it was all about. I mean, when I was a young man, romance was all about mystery for me. It was all about surprise. It was all about doing the unexpected. And to me, that's what romance was about, doing the unexpected. So when I read things that says that yes, we do accept in Christianity that the young people should be romantic, but it should be romantic in a relationship that's accepting that it won't always, but planning to lead to marriage. And I think that is too constricting a romantic definition. I mean, we're in February, the month of romance. That's why we're talking about this on ARL After Dark. So let's hear your After Dark comments. 0745 964 2898. We are on YouTube. We've got our After Dark YouTube going now, and we are on Instagram. And just let me know if I'm way off track, because I have heard that before. In fact, I hear that every week, that I'm way off track, but I'm okay with it.
A heart as cold as marble, tired of players' ways.
Okay, they have a heart of cold as marble, or the person has a heart of as cold as marble?
I don't know, but what I would say is I think when you become tired of maybe that one, because we spoke about the two-way thing, it being a two-way thing. I think even Earl spoke about it being a two-way thing.
Yes,
instead of being one-sided. I think if you keep putting 100% and you're getting 30% back, your heart then changes texture.
Yes, true, but for me, romance is different from that, because look, putting what you put into a relationship 100% and somebody else is putting 60 and whatever, I don't think that in itself is romance. Romantic gestures could lead to that, but a romantic gesture or romance isn't just about how much you put into a relationship. Because, you said that you could be in a relationship with someone and they never open the door, or they or they never bring you flowers, excuse me. So you're in a relationship with them and they could be putting lots into the relationship, but they're not necessarily got these romantic gestures. So I think, again, in the definitions that I was reading, it was saying that it should always be in a relationship, in a Christian situation, a relationship that you're hoping or thinking or planning or wishing or desiring that would lead to marriage. But I don't think romance should be restricted to that. And that's why, and a feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love. That's my definition. A feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love. So if I turn up at church, okay, tell me if this would be considered romance. If I turned up at church this Sabbath, and I know, like how you said, paying attention, I know one of the sisters who might be in her 80s, was always talking about the fact that she loved brooches, and she doesn't see brooches anymore. And I go and say, Sister so-and-so, look what I found for you. And I give her that brooch. There was love, there was mystery and excitement. Am I not being romantic?
You
But there's no intention of marrying this woman in her 80s, is there? So
listen,
I'm telling you, it's my story. It's my story.
Listen,
it's my story.
I saw something on this morning, this week.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, however, it is romantic, and it's nice. But I think, but then it's also your intent, and I think there's something about your intention behind it also.
Well, hold on, because we're talking about romance. So we're not talking, you see, this is it. I'm separating romance from relationship. I'm separating romance from boyfriend and girlfriend, not relationship, because I have a relationship.
So you can romance someone.
You can be romantic with someone.
You can be romantic towards someone.
Yeah, like in my scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without any intention for it to be with any intimacy behind it.
Yeah, but well, you mean physical intimacy? Because intimacy is a closeness between two people, isn't it? Is it not? So in my scenario, let's go back to my scenario. That's a firm scenario. I turn up with the brooch because at lunch a few weeks before, she mentioned that she really loves brooches and can't find one. Is that a romantic gesture? I think it is.
It is. But how do you prevent it from being misunderstood?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna let you read it, but you said, how can you be careful that it does. Okay, you got some messages. All right, but how can you avoid it being misunderstood? That is my point. And you knew I was going to come back to you on that, Charlie. You knew, because what you're saying is that I should be or not be.
No, you have to be Mark.
Because you said, but how can you make sure it's not misunderstood?
No. Because you have to be your. And that's why you have. I think that whole question about can you teach someone to be romantic? Because I think, can you teach someone to be kind? Because I think if that's who you are, you can't even allow bad experiences from stopping you to be kind. So if you're romantic, just because someone took your brooch and threw it back at you, it shouldn't stop you
from being romantic somebody else.
Because that's
who I am.
That's who you are as a person.
Yes. So when you said but the point of how can you make sure that you avoid it being misunderstood? By whom? The person or others looking on? Okay, you got messages through.
Right. So Dawn says it is easy to be romantic if you've taken time to know the other person's love language. Yes.
Yes.
And then we have I think a true romance can only happen when husband and wife are intimate, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically.
So read that one again for me.
I think a true romance can only happen when husband and wife are intimate, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Okay. So is that person saying that unless I have, if I don't have a wife, I cannot be truly romantic? Because they said true romance happens when you're, was it 100% connected physically, mentally, and spiritually?
Yes.
Yes.
So back to Eden. Please, can you answer Mark's question in terms of
romance can only happen when husband and wife are intimate spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Does that mean that until I have a wife, I cannot have true romance? You see,
8228
eight.
back home.
Go on, you have to say, because I want to catch.
No, you can catch up.
All right. So Earl says there is no surprise in opening a door. Maybe he or she would fry up some dumplings on Sunday morning before you even get out of bed. Yeah, that would be a surprise. That would be nice. Okay. I agree, Mark. A lovely definition. Please repeat it. I miss a lot when typing. Oops, my system has locked up. Off to bed. Good night. It will stop you from being romantic towards the person that used the opportunity to slap you down. Yes, of course. But then I would be at lunch 6 months later and somebody else would say something else, and I would go out of my way because I wish I had a green scarf to go with this dress. And I would see a green scarf and I'd get it for them because I think that was a nice gesture, because it's somebody that I loved. Now, and I particularly said a lady in her 80s, just so, because I had my friend's father, who's now passed. When I was talking to, I was only 16 at the time, and we were all in this front room talking, and he said, no man ever, did he say walk a girl home or show a girl attention? But I think he said, but whatever he said, unless he wants to have a sexual relationship with her. And I said, Brother B, that's not correct. And I said, because I know that I often walk girls home, because at that age, I remember I was at youth club, going to a lot of youth clubs. And then after that, after the club, I'd walk, if the girls were there and it was late and they were going home, I'd walk them home and then go off to my house. So I said, I often do that. And it's girls that I have no romantic interest in at all. And he looked at me like, you can fool them, but you can't fool me. And I said, wow. He didn't say those words, but that's how he looked at me. And I said, no, Brother B, I'm telling you.
Wow.
And I think the closest he got was, maybe you've even fooled yourself. but yeah, but I think that's for me. So if we go on,
so I'm now thinking, I've got nothing there, and okay. I think there's an inside joke coming up. 822. Oh no, in 222, I'll be went into the
you started to say the number 822. Yeah. Villeroy McBean, Sleepy Dread. What is romance to you may not be romance to me. True, 100%. So that's why I'm trying to say, Villeroy, is that, so without specifying, is it flowers? Is it chocolates? Is it a trip down in the park, in the drive out in the car? It will be different. But were you on at the beginning? Probably not. The beginning, Charlie gave us a definition which I loved. So I've binned mine. A feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love. And I really like that. So if you're generating a feeling of excitement and mystery along with someone that you've got these special feelings for, that is romance. So yes, I agree. It can be very, very different.
So back to Eden has come back and said, romance should be like exercising your muscles and should get stronger and stronger after marriage and should develop into something more deep and beautiful.
Yes, because that was your opening point. That in my notes when they talked about two people that's not married, that's where romance comes in. And I agree with you. After marriage, it should continue. You should continue to find ways of generating excitement and mystery. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I keep going back to intention.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking to myself in terms of, is the intention of being romantic just to see somebody else happy, to bring joy to someone else? And is that enough? Or is the intent, because yes, some people have the intention of, the reason why I'm going to be romantic is because I'm hoping to get into your drawers. Yeah? That's man and woman. Some women, some men, that's their bottom line as to why they're doing it. But it's not, as you gave your definition in terms of the broad older lady, that was romantic. So then you think to yourself, well, that wasn't your intention behind it, but actually the intention behind it. So what happens when you pack the picnic or you do something? It's because you want to bring someone joy.
Yes, that's perfect again. Yes, that's it. And in growing up, that was my modus operandi. That was my, and you have probably encapsulated my modus operandi that I probably wouldn't have been able to put into one sentence until just now. The whole point was to bring you joy.
But I think with the walking the girls
you gave me a butt now.
No.
I'm playing.
But the thing that for me, with the walking the girls home, it's just like me. If I drop you, some people drop you at the top of the road and say bye. And I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I know some people get scared because they're putting the key in the door, like, why is she still behind? Because really, you hear of all these stories of people you drove off and left them, and they never make it into the house, or they thought they had their keys and they didn't have their keys. You know what I mean? So there was an element of safety, but again, because it would have made you happy, it would have brought you joy to know that they got home safely.
Yeah, and there is a difference, because you're dropping them home isn't necessarily romantic, and me walking those girls home wasn't necessarily romantic, because that's it. I think you can have good behavior, you can have a good character, you can do the right thing, the gentlemanly thing, and it not necessarily be romance. I guess they're kind of intertwined in a certain way, but they don't have to be. They can stand alone. So I can drop you home and wait and see you get in, and it's nothing romantic about that. There's just seeing you home safely. But yeah, as Leroy made the point, what's romantic for one is
it should be something different.
Yeah. So no, he came on. So I read the definition of him, so he's got that. So Earls, that comment is totally incorrect, but I agree. I did the same. Oh yeah, that was Brother B's comment.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Roy. Totally agree. Yeah, what's right for one. But Shah's definition excludes anyone that isn't in love. Shah's definition. But is okay. Because I'm taking the words, because it says mystery associated with love. No. But in love and love, because wouldn't I have a certain degree, kind of type, level of love, even for sister so and so that I gave the brooch to? So it's a different love. And that's why I didn't like some of the definitions that I found when I went on the sites earlier looking for Christians and romance. I didn't like them because they seemed very stereotyped. They were, well, it's all geared, you're being romantic. As Charlie just said, you're giving her the flowers because next week you want to sleep with her. And that's the only reason why you're giving her the flowers. Well, that's not romance to me. Or that's romance by numbers. I do that, then you do that, then I do that, then you do that. Yeah, that's romance by numbers. But that's got nothing to do with romance. Oh, didn't see that one in time. There you go. We were taught to see ladies home and make sure they get in safely. Yeah, that's what we were. We very much were. I don't know if that's a cultural thing. I don't know what thing that is, but yeah, we just were. It's just what you did. Yeah, I remember. Vilroy will understand the difference. I remember leaving my home and walking into Mandeville Town, which was from my house from Waltham, Sleepy. That's 2 miles probably, 2 miles maybe. Walking into town, having an evening out in town, and then walking my girlfriend home. That walking her home, I walk the 2 miles to my house. I look over the fence at my house in darkness and think, I live there, and carry on walking for 4 miles.
Wow.
Was it 4 miles? Sleepy will give me the right numbers. 4 miles to her house, walk her in, see her in safely. But you got to do it from the door because if her parents knows that you're, but she goes in and then you got to walk the 4 miles back to your house. Now that's just because we just brought up to teach them that. And he goes,
oh,
yeah, yes, a good definition, Shah. I use the phrase "make someone feel special." Yeah, and that was it for me. Charlie used that definition, and that was it. Romance to me is making someone feel special, and I would make sister so and so special, feel special. And for some people, it's a simple thing. It's taking photographs at church. I took photographs at church, and it was a banquet, and one lady was sitting by me, an elderly lady. She's passed now, and just watching me. And I said, and she was smiling when the couples would come up, and I say, put your arm around and do this and all that. And I said, when is it your time? She goes, no. I said, come on. She goes, no. I said, okay, look, I'll take it. If you don't like it, we'll throw it away, but let's take it. And I took it, and she goes, oh, you look nice. So how much for that? I said, no, I took it for you. It's a gift. And then so I printed it up, and the following week I gave it to her as a gift. Now, to me, the way that lady beamed every time she saw me from that day till she passed, she had a glint in her eye. She said, "Oh, Mark, how are you doing?" You know, to me, that's romance. That so romance is many different things to many different people. And Vilroy said romance by ulterior motive, which I don't think is romance. I just think that's just playing the game. Somebody in one of your messages talked about a player, and that gives you a cold heart.
Yeah.
And I got huge pleasure from just giving her the one little framed photograph. The pleasure I got from that, because my pleasure came from giving her pleasure. So Vilroy says 2 miles. 2 miles what? From my house to Not Patrick? Nah, more than that. Or is it 2 miles to Mandeville? I don't know. 2 miles to Not Patrick. Well, it felt like a long walk, man. I'm telling you.
Come on, man. We have a lot of comments.
Sorry. I act romantically without cynicism towards any lady I see at a dance, regardless of how attractive I find her. Regardless of how attractive I find her.
But I think that's different. Because in that moment of a dance.
No, but he's a dancer.
I know.
So so it's not like at a blues.
No, I know. But in that moment of a dance,
No, but he's just seen her at the dance. So he's not necessarily dancing.
No, but I'm saying in that moment when you're taking a dance with someone, it's not about am I going to get their number afterwards. It's about the dance in that moment.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's you do feel attractive. You do feel all the other things associated with it. But then it's a follow-up. So some people will walk away thinking, is he going to ask me for my number because we danced so well together? Yeah. But actually, it was just a dance. And that's
and he's saying that he will be that romantic with them anyway because they're at because he's dancing with them because they're at because they're at the dance.
Yeah, right. So Dawn is saying, I think I think if that's the case, the difference of a gentleman will be if you attempted to follow through that thought or said goodnight at the door. So the difference would have the different. You got that?
Yes, yes.
So what happened at the door would have made a difference.
Right. But then
Yeah.
again, because we're tying together two things. One is gentlemanly behavior,
Yep.
and the other is romance.
Yeah. Yep. And they're two different things.
They're different things.
Yep.
But hey, we can do both.
And
we can talk about both.
And I think when Earl talks about that dance, he's dancing as a gentleman, and opposed to be dancing romantically.
But he says he treats them romantically.
He treats them romantically, but he's just been a gentleman.
He's being a gentleman and treating them romantically.
By treating them romantically, but he's the underlining one is he's the gentleman. Hold on. And then she says romance is making someone feel special. She's
yes, 100%.
Can I go to Bobby's comment, please?
Yes, please.
Bobby says, to your point of the brooch, yes, I would love to give a woman a brooch at church, purely because it may be her thing of collecting, which is purely innocent gesture. It's the next Sabbath you have to worry about. When the lady has had the time to look at the brooch, think about the gift, and the next thing you know, the lady thinks you fancy her and wants to bring the romance. Woo!
All right, but Bobby,
get your cup, Bobby.
No, but Bobby, no. Seriously, all right, Bobby. I don't know which Bobby it is. I don't know if it's a Bobby I know.
Bobby Robert.
No,
I don't know.
No. I'm just saying, Bobby. I'm gonna say something. I'm saying it, and I caveated it this way because I don't want to say anything harshly. But so I don't know if you're a Bobby that I know. I can't see which Bobby it is. But this is part of my problem personally, my personal problem is that I think, because really, I mean, and we're going to be talking about romance in some way, shape, or form all month. So we've got 3 more shows of romance in some way, shape, or form to talk about. So wow, that's going to be a lot of hours to talk about love. But anyway, but Bobby, this is a real bugbear of mine. And you may or may not have meant it this way at all. But you give me the opportunity to make this point. That I really think that we curtail, we cap, we hinder our own possibilities of who we can be and who we are because we worry about. And maybe I'm naive because I don't worry about it, maybe. And if I am, let me know. But because we worry about, oh, I won't be nice. And this is in a Christian setting I'm talking about. I won't be nice to you now, innocently, because later you may feel that I meant something else, or me being nice may make you feel something else, and all I wanted to do was be nice. Because I think in a Christian relationship, you can have an adult conversation. Oh, Mark, what's this all about? Let's say it's not my 85-year-old sister in church, but let's just say it's somebody of my peers. Maybe she's just a few years older, or maybe she's younger, whatever. But someone who could legitimately think, I wonder if Mark giving me this gift, this is a really nice gift. I wonder if Mark fancies me, or I knew I fancied Mark. Not even thinking, does Mark fancy me? But yeah, this proves it. I really liked it because Mark did this for me. Then we can have an adult conversation. We can have an adult conversation. And I don't think that is, what is Ellen White's expression? Trifling with hearts and all of that. I don't think, because I think it's too, no, Ellen White talks about the young guys must not trifle with the girl's heart.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't think this is trifling with someone's heart. I think trifling with someone's heart is telling her, yes, you're my girlfriend, I love you, I'm going to marry you. And then I go around the corner and I say, yes, you're my girlfriend, I love you, and I'm going to marry you. And I go off to Birmingham and yes, you're my girlfriend, I love you, and I'm going to marry you. That's what I call trifling with hearts. And I think we do ourselves, is disservice too harsh? But we certainly cap or limit or hinder our own characters and personalities when we say, I'm not going to give Charlie that brooch because in 3 months' time she might decide I fancy her. Like we can't have a conversation about do you fancy me or not.
But it's not, you know what? But you know what? But it's difficult to have that conversation, Mark.
So then we then just got to avoid being decent people with people.
No, it's not. But no. But you know what? Is maybe, and if there's any other women out there that would like to join this conversation with me and tell me that if you're any different, but I know as for me in my house, I find it very difficult to be the one to initiate that conversation. So the question I guess would be is how do you initiate that conversation?
No, hold on.
How is that? And I understand in terms of being it's an adult thing, but you know what I mean? So he's bought you something nice.
Yeah.
You want to take it, then you want to take it as a gift, and let's remove 80-year-old woman because that's a bit weird, and let's bring it to two single people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
two single people, and you're just friends, you're just enjoying each other's company, and that's all fine. Yeah. So then what then happens when he's bought you something a few times and you're okay, does he like me or
okay, yeah.
Does he like me or is he trying to get my attention or is it just because he passes a Sharon fruit shop every Friday and every time he passes a Sharon fruit shop he thinks about me because I told him I really love Sharon fruit and he knows it's only in season for a couple of months. Therefore, him bringing me Sharon fruits every Sabbath is because he walks past it and he knows that I love it and it's only gonna be there March, April, May, and then the next year, March, April, May. So because the thought always goes through your mind, female or male, do they like me? Do they not like me? I don't know.
Yeah, but
is it okay like this? Is it not okay?
This is clearly a friend that you've got some degree of relationship with, right?
Mm.
So you've got some there some degree of conversation has been going on all this around this. Yeah, it's
about what?
How do I get to the point where I'm buying you the Sharon fruit if we're not speaking?
Because we're friends.
Right, good. So if we're friends, that means we have a certain degree of conversation in our relationship. So even if you want to put it to me as a joke and you go, hey, you're buying me so much Sharon fruit, you like me? Even if you did it in a jokey way. No, even in a but as a what?
No.
You can't ask me that.
No.
Oh, you got me there.
Maybe it's just be good friends without the love element of the opposite gender. Sometimes you can be romantic, but just as good friends. I think
so.
Honestly, I would struggle with that. Me personally would struggle with that.
So you're one of these people who think that men and women can't be friends.
No. Listen, my best of friends are male.
Just don't buy you nothing.
No, but you know, no, but it's not that. But you know what I mean? I guess the thing is the friends that I have that are male and I will call best of my friends, there's not that element there. So there's
not that element of what?
Of attraction, if I can say that word out loud, please.
Okay.
I hope nobody's offended. But you know, there's not that there's not that level of attraction there. So for me, it's not a thing.
Right. But if one brought you a brooch, you might wonder if he is attracted.
Father, I don't know. But
no, but this is my point. So okay, so you're friends with this guy,
yeah,
with these guys, whoever, and one does something out of the ordinary. Let's say that he does something that creates excitement, a little bit mystery, and you're wondering if the love is associated. And what kind of love? There must be some kind of love, whether it's like relationship love, boyfriend girlfriend love, or just brotherly love. We got the three types of love. We got the agape, we got the eros, we got the filial, whichever love it is, right? So now that he's your friend and he does this. You're saying that you couldn't ask for clarification about what was involved or why he did that.
Is that fear of changing dynamics? Is the fear of changing dynamics in terms of, because when sometimes when you're just cool with people and you just don't want to change the dynamics to the point where we're not cool anymore, or somebody's feeling a bit awkward because, oh well, that was awkward because just because I bought you Sharon fruits, now you think we want to get married? No, that's not where I'm going with that. So it's a fear. Oh Lord, I feel like I need a counseling session. Hey, how did this fit? No, Mark, you're meant to be laughing.
That's why I'm laughing. That is why I'm laughing.
No, for true. Right, let me read some comments.
No. Before you read the comments, I just want you to sit there for a second.
No. No, you know what? Yeah, it's no. But yeah, it's right. More often, external pressures bring the misunderstanding. You never get. Oh no, man! I need to book in a session this weekend. I think you have to manage expectations on both sides.
Yes.
Everyone agrees with blessed apparel. At some point, the conversation has to be had.
Yeah,
at some point, but
it does.
But listen, so the man needs to turn up and have the conversation.
Huh?
The man needs to stand up in the conversation.
What conversation?
The conversation he needs to say, well, you know what? I'm not just buying Sharon fruit. I'm actually planting the seed and hoping that it grows. He needs to lead on that conversation.
Yeah, but suppose he's not.
Then it not happen. It won't happen. Listen, there's too much pressure. I need to open a window. 82228, right? Hopefully was facing your message. 07 459.
No, you're reading the number wrong.
I know.
You're reading the number wrong.
642 898. studio@AdvantageRadio.London. Somebody send me some ice cream. Help. I need some rescue here. Since you sound like a typical female.
Yeah.
Fight me tonight. You guys, I need to know. Right, guys, it was great listening to us.
Who's Back to Eden? I like Back to Eden. Back to Eden. I like Back to Eden.
Listen.
Yeah, but you see, Charlie.
Right, guys.
See,
so
this is it.
Thank you for joining us after dark.
No, we are not finished. Do not switch off. Listen, that's the thing. Guys are playing with a straight bat. We're playing with a straight bat.
No, not when you're bringing Sharon fruit and you don't know why you're bringing the Sharon fruit.
No, we know why we're bringing the Sharon fruit. Huh?
Why you? So to say it. Say it.
No, hold on.
Say it with your chest.
No. You're saying, say what you want me to say, not why I'm bringing it. We haven't really opened up the whole romance thing, We're just dealing with relationship at the moment. But no. But
can we change the subject, please?
The subject for the whole month is romance.
Let's talk about something else.
Let's talk about Palestine and Gaza.
Oh, guys. I feel like I need an advert.
All right, just calm down for a second.
Angela. This is a tricky. Oh, sorry. Let me get back to the mic. This is a tricky point you have highlighted. No one wants to ask if there's more than just friendship here. It shows vulnerability, especially as a woman. Where do you go next? This is uncomfortable, and the classic misunderstanding can come about if the two people cannot talk openly about it. And I get that, Angela, but
Yeah, go on, finish your sentence.
Sorry, you're killing me. I'm killing myself. Live on air.
I just want everybody to know that this will be available on a podcast. And if you want to share it with friends, family, and loved ones, just write into the studio and we can let you have a podcast of tonight's show or any other show. But if you particularly want tonight's one, just let me know.
And just let me also let you know that there's an electronic print of everyone that listens to it. So I'll find you.
No, but Angela's point there. What we're saying is that we're not where we've got this relationship, these relationships, we've got these friendships. Remember, for me to have gone out and got the scarf or the brooch or whatever, there's clearly some form of relationship going on.
But no. No. I tell you what I have to think of, because you were talking about that 80-year-old woman. Yeah. So in your eyes, she's 80. There's no, but that 80-year-old woman, yeah, could have been thinking, Lord, this is the sign I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He likes me.
All right.
And in your mind, you're thinking, this 80-year grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in your mind, it would never be a thing.
Yeah.
But in her mind,
yeah,
you just did the thing that made her think it's something else.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point I'm trying to make. And as your two friends, and your two friends just like, we're just cool, we're chilling, cool. And then somebody does something for the other, and the other person then thinks, oh, but then you're like, no, I do this for everybody I like. And it's like, but is that, and then how do you get past that then to be cool after?
No. And this is because, okay, the issue you've got there, Charlie, is then are you saying don't be nice so that there is never a misunderstanding? That can't be the right way.
Yes, that's the right way.
No, that can't be the right way. The next point is that if you two are friends to the point where I buy you a brooch or a scarf or whatever,
or Sharon fruit,
custard
apple is my thing.
Yeah, or a custard apple. All right. Oh, so all these crisps I've been buying you, I've just been barking up the wrong tree. So, or a custard apple or whatever, and you go and you think, hold on, okay, you say you want the man to be bold and say what he's saying, and then I don't say what I'm saying, so I haven't said it. You're not going to say it, so we stay as we are. I don't say it, and you get to a point where you think, this is an answer, this is a sign from the Lord, Mark is my answered prayer. And so you say to me, a sign from the Lord, you're my answered prayer. And I say, no, it was purely because, you remember the other day you said that you really like custard apple and they don't sell it down where you live. And where I was passing through the market, I saw it. So I got it for you because, you're my bona fide. So, and then we move on. It's not like, oh, if that's the case, I now no longer want to see you again.
And there's a song, and this is the dreaded words that nobody wants to hear. I think it'll be better if we keep it as it is. And for those who know that song, Louisa Mark, that's the
So
thing.
hold on. So you're saying that would be a bad thing to hear those words, right?
No, it will hear that it's bad. It's a bad thing to hear, and it's something you can accept. Yeah. But it's a bad thing to hear when you think, you know what I mean, especially when you have a good synergy with someone. Yeah. And you don't really want to spoil the synergy because
you're not spoiling the synergy.
Yeah, but you feel like there's, because then you wonder, so will you then stop picking up the custard apple for me because you think that the only reason you were doing it.
I think that you think. Stop it. I'm asking you. I want to make sure I understand. No, I want to hear what you're saying first, okay. And then Tony did.
So if I've said to you,
yeah,
is it the reason you're buying me the custard apple is because you like me? Because I think I'm getting feelings for you. And you're like, whoa.
Well, I won't go, whoa. You're my friend. I'm going to go, whoa. Are you high? What are you smoking? No, I'm not going to do that, am I? You're my friend. So I'm just going to explain to you, no, you don't have it near where you live.
Next week we're going to have a new presenter.
No, listen. You're back when we're talking about...
More love stuff, isn't
it? Yeah. No, you're coming back when we're doing the Ukraine war. No. If I think we've degenerated a little bit, but no,
we have.
When I explain that I got you the custard apple because where you live you can't get it and I can get it, so that's why I've been bringing it, and we explain that. What stops us continuing on the level of friendship that we are? Because you before the custard apple, you and me were friends. You were
Yeah.
happy with the relationship.
Okay.
You were happy with the relationship. And now that you've established that I don't want any more, we've still got the same relationship.
No, I still want no custard apple though.
Yeah, you were getting that all the time.
Yeah, I know, but then will you still, when you walk past the custard apple, and I get, you don't know the thing for you, I get it, but when you walk past the custard apple now,
Yeah.
the following week,
Yeah.
and you look and you stare at the custard apple, and the custard apple stare back at you,
Yeah.
and you look at the custard apple, said, hey, and she didn't think when I buy it for her, she'll like her, so I'm gonna leave you this week.
No,
or are you still
you're
gonna
not
pick up?
friends if you're thinking that way. You're my friend. I'm going to buy you the custard apple.
Let me read some comments. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Oh,
let me read
dear.
some comments. Okay.
Dear, oh,
So
dear.
let me everyone's laughing at me. The elephant in the room is both parties have to be prepared for rejection. But we don't want that elephant. Not at all. Okay. This
No, but
one
we
says
have to. Yeah, but it's not okay. I do take their point, but it's not rejection if you're my friend and you say, Mark, why are you buying me these custard apple? You like me? That's not rejection. That's not rejection.
You know what? You know what, Mark? I think you're and
Old.
No. I feel like I need another female to tell me if they feel the same as me, or if I'm just different.
I can tell you.
Go away. Right. Today, so back to Edith said today we are way too afraid to talk what's on our minds, and we take things way too personally.
Yes, because it's your friend. This is the point. It's not just somebody you met. It's your friend.
Guys, maybe we need to do an experiment here. Maybe we need to do an experiment, a live experiment, and then we'll bring the research back to
this live experiment.
To Adventures Radio London. Okay, right. So I've got Angela and I've got Tony D. Right. So Angela is saying, oh no, that's not the right thing. Angela is saying romantic love and friendship love is different. I agree. Don't go together or the dynamic will change. You see what I'm saying to you? Thank you, Angela. The dynamic will change. The moment you say, and I think it's the same thing. So if you're buying...
So Angela, let me ask you a direct question. Are you saying that I shouldn't buy the custard apple and the Sharon fruit for Charlie when she can't get it and I pass a shop that sells it?
It's subtle, Mark. It's how it's made the woman feel and feel about your action. And hold on, she's coming back to answer you. Yes. No, she said no.
Don't buy it?
No.
She said don't buy it?
She said don't buy it. Oh.
Whoa.
Okay, hold
that
on.
Surprises
Let's
me.
go to Tony D.
That I will never do that.
Become Minga. Make imperialism great. Oh no, that's from earlier. Sorry. Like Marco Minga, sorry. YouTube has this all recorded. This is all we needed for evidence. Lord of mercy, please don't put my name in lights. No, I feel like I'm having an online therapy session tonight, and this was not the way it was meant to go. 82228, right? Hopefully, we're spacing your message. Studio at AdventuresRadio.London or WhatsApp us on 07459 642-898. So Angela thinking, oh, Angela said no. So Angela just said no. So don't buy anymore. So don't Angela, buy me the custard apples anymore.
You're not my friend
because you don't like me. And you buying me custard apples was giving me the impression that it was more than that.
Yeah.
So no. Can I get another opinion on this, please?
I agree with Mark.
You agree with Mark? Let's have a conversation?
Yeah.
Jeez,
that makes life a lot easier.
Yeah. You have more kahunas than I have.
Well, if you have a conversation and get it over and done with.
But then you just continue being friends. Okay, and then you remember
you decide between that person if you can be friends. If you can't.
No, but hold on. But you are already friends.
Yeah,
it's not just like a girl I saw in the praise team. And I said, hey, I really love the way you sing. Here, let me give you this brooch. It's not that. We are mates already.
Yeah.
And then you say, oh, I can't find a brooch to go with this scarf. And I'm just like, hold on. And I give it you might think,
Mhm.
oh, did Mark give me that because? And then if you broach the subject with me and I go, no, it's just because you said you
Mhm.
like it,
Mhm.
that's going to mash up the friendship.
It might for the other person. You got to think about the other person.
Who in our scenario? You or me?
Women,
Guys,
if the woman feels
I
the
am
way,
I am
then you
feeling
have to-
very feminine and by myself in the studio at the moment because Josephine is coming and she's dominating this and I don't know.
But you're dominating it.
No.
She's just like
She's not
I'm-
dominating it.
I'm saying
She's
he
answering the
does
question.
have to understand that it will impact the other person. So you can't be selfish if they're not ready to keep the relationship as a friendship.
Hold on,
Because-
but we were friends all the
I
time.
know, but sometimes remember, she's already started taking it to the next space because she's thought,
I'm
What you're
already
doing-
practicing your surname on the money.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she's already a couple steps ahead of
Yeah.
where you are
The
at.
custard apple.
Yeah. So talking about it will
Yeah.
make it a reality.
Yeah.
Will make the no harder. So you do have to think about whether it's feasible to keep it up.
Wow.
Because she might not be able to go back, even though you're stationary in that place
Okay.
of friendship. So you have to consider that.
So that's why Angie says don't buy her the custard apple.
Yeah, which I disagree with as
I
well.
disagree with that because then you're never growing, you're never developing anything, you're never.
Buy
Tony
the
says the
custard
same.
apple. If feelings start, talk about it, and then decide what happens next.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah,
I've just realized this evening that I'm not an adult.
Have you got your charger?
Yeah, I did. So Tony D is also saying, Angela, I disagree. Oh, he edited it. So you are then saying that men can't be friends and do nice things for their woman friends. Yeah, that's what he's saying. And then
Yeah, that's what.
and then
yes,
hold on, and
if
then
you follow that logic, you can't, and I think that's
hold
nonsense.
on. So Dawn is saying facts, Josephine.
Yeah,
And then she's saying, let me clarify. It's how the person who feels rejected. It's how the person who feels rejected because their feelings were not reciprocated deal with those feelings as to whether the friendship is affected. Yeah. So yes, sure, that would be yes, Josephine. That's what I would do too. So whoa, I just okay. Thanks. The show's amazing, right? So Bobby is saying, unless the man or the woman state their case, yes, I like you, and say why. The confusion lays is very dangerous territory because that's now has caused a problem in your church concentration till the point you won't want to go to church or have Sabbath lunch. Bobby, I think you need to come and heal with us, man. On the Sabbath lunch, hold on, when everyone speaks on the topic, he doesn't sit next to she doesn't talk.
I need to see.
He's uncomfortable unless it's explained like you because then speak now or forever hold your peace. Amen. Bobby,
Listen,
Bobby,
no.
Bobby, come, let's sit down and talk.
No, listen.
Hold on. Tony D also said, this is nonsense. I'm totally in agreement with Mark on this.
This
Wow.
is that Tony D.
Tony D says that.
Yes, ma'am.
Tony D says that, but I think it's no. I thought
Yeah.
it was something. Then Joseph, he came and then schooled me, and then now I'm realizing it's just me one sitting in this 2025, still thinking like I'm in 1983. So it's fine, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I guess it's something I need to write down on my list to talk to my therapist about. And I'm okay with that too. I'm here to heal too.
Dear, oh dear.
Wow.
Yeah. Well. So
Where I don't even, Mark, I don't even know where we are. I just know that
I know where I am.
I just know that this program will not be podcasted.
It will.
It won't. It won't.
Will, you're doing fine. You're doing
Seven-
fine. You're doing fine. I love it. This is our best show yet.
Stop it. It's quite interesting, but I think for me it was about the dynamics, about the dynamic shifting, and can everyone be okay with it terms of the point where and then go back like nothing happened. I think that's what I
And I'm saying
that's
I think they
because I-
should. And Josephine is highlighting the fact that for some people it might be difficult.
Yeah,
But I I think, and maybe naively, that if we are friends, and because remember, we haven't now gone off to France for a week and and all of this, gone on a cruise together, and then come back and I say, no, it was just mates. That's not, you know, I think it's a big step to say that somebody couldn't come back from the fact that I gave you a gift and you've asked, is it because I've got feelings for you? And I say, no, not more than our friendship feelings. I don't think that is such a big ask. Go on, you got a comment over there yourself?
So it says if the dynamic shift, then that's why you have to have the conversation.
Have to.
Yeah?
Have to. You
Yeah.
have to, yeah. Because it's your friend. And that's
Yeah.
why I keep that's my cornerstone, that it's your friend. Yeah.
And Sharon says, is Bobby an alias name? I'm sure that's Tony D's cat.
Oh dear. What's going on here? So let me ask this question now, all right? Let me ask this question. So we've talked quite a bit around the whole romance thing. So let me ask, what does romance look like in 2025 in the Christian arena? Let's go there.
A stone.
A stone, like what Sharon said earlier, that it's this hard diamond, and then it's the life is just going to be the thing that smooths it all out later.
But yeah,
Was that
Sharon?
That was Sharon.
That was Sharon. I think it's difficult depending on which school of thought you've come from. And what you've seen, or what lifestyle changes you've made because of what you haven't seen. I think there's I think within our church you have a mishmash and a hot pot of different reactions to the word romance. And I think some people allow their Christianity to be a barrier to being romantic and putting rules around it where I think you don't need to do that.
Yeah. Rules and boundaries.
They put rules and boundaries. So you know what I mean? It's like it's preventing them from just living life and being free.
Yeah.
So instead of that, no, we can't do that because we can't, you know what I mean? It's Friday night, don't touch my hand, you know what I mean? And all that kind of, you know what I mean? I think we put so many rules and boundaries around it, and we forget that Jesus is the ultimate Mr. Lover. You understand? We forget that all things lovely are a gift from God. He created it. So the kind heart that you have, the attention to detail that you have, for the fact that he says to us that he knows every hair upon our head. When you read the Songs of Solomon and you hear how Solomon was romancing, you know what I mean? Everything. You know what I mean? And then you turn around and you say, well, no, you can't do this. And you put rules and, well, now we're married, we can't be romantic to each other because now we just have to worry about. Nah, man, I think you lose the plot.
Okay, good. So now, what sort of, I mean, and when I said, oh, you put all these boundaries, not saying that your relationships or your romantic gestures should not have boundaries at all in that sense. But sometimes we can curtail the possibilities that are open to us because we put some boundaries in that aren't necessary. I'm not talking about being safe boundaries, safety boundaries. So what are the sorts of things that you would say to your daughter and the things that I would say to my son in terms of romantic gestures, being romantic? How if he said to me, and he's not that age anymore, he's past that age, but let's say he came to me sort of in his mid-teens or whatever and said, Dad, what I want to make some romantic gestures. What are the sorts of things that would be appropriate in you know, let's say in God's eyes, let's not say the church's eyes, let's say in God's eyes, what sort of things would be appropriate? And if your daughter said that to you, what are the sorts of things that we could say?
Okay, and are you going to answer the same thing as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say I would go back to the attention to detail. I would also go back in terms of experiences to make someone feel special and nice and lovely.
Right.
I will always also say, don't always automatically think that money equals any of those things.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's about the feeling. So for example, for me, a date to the cinema isn't a good date because you can't really talk in a cinema. But if you went to see a specific film because of whatever, it's one thing. But I think when you're trying to get to know someone, think about things that you could do that just means that you're spending time together. So if they are a Amazon driver and they can take a body in the car and they go in, or someone has a long journey, being in the car with them. So, you know what I mean? Maybe having a special road trip playlist so they know that you sat down and took the time to think about, but we're going on a long journey. So I worked out the journey is going to be 2 hours long. So I've got a 2.5 hour playlist and I'll share it with you. You know what I mean? I think those are the little things, as I said, listening to hearing they like blue, or, you know what I mean? So getting them something blue, or thinking about, oh, we're in the blue booth. Don't you know why we're in the blue booth? Oh, because you said you like blue. No, it's just as I said, for me, it's just the little things, attention to detail. And that's why I'll always say it's and also I'm a very, like, if you send me to the shop to buy something, I will never buy you something that I wouldn't like unless I know you like it. So because that way I'm buying you the best of what so if you're going to get something, you're thinking through it. So what's your intention behind it? What do you want? And if the feeling that they're like, I really like that, or I really enjoy spending time with you, bingo, you've done it.
Well, I mean, ditto. I mean, those are the things that those are the things that I would say. And if I was going to encapsulate it in a sentence, I'd say making the person feel special. Now we could discuss and debate what are the appropriate things to make someone feel special in a church setting. Although I will say this, Charlie, all of those things that you suggested are things that when we mentioned earlier, you said if those things made me feel that there could be something going on with this person and there's not, we might not be able to continue our friendship. But you see, these are things that are romantic, and they are things that friends can share. The road trip, the playlist, the da. Or not. Or you're saying, or I'll be fair to you, or are you saying that you would only do that if it was supposed to be a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship? Are you saying that, or maybe you're not?
I think I go back to intention, and when we had that conversation, I think when you do something nice for someone, whether it's platonic, whether it's like, so if I do something with my girlfriend, if whatever it is, it's because I want them to feel special about themselves.
Yeah.
So actually, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think it does. I think when you're looking at romance on a whole, it's your intention behind it.
Yeah.
I think, but then when you're drilling down now and looking at romance in a intimate setting between a couple, I think it's the same premise behind it. It's about the way you want to make them feel. But I think then there's different levels to it. And I think someone else spoke about, I was back to Eden, spoke about emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical.
Yeah.
I think when you're looking at it from that perspective, that's when you're then making sure you're meeting, because you have to also meet needs. Am I meeting your need? How am I meeting your need? Do I need to do anything else to meet that need? And I think but that's a different dynamic. Yeah. I've got lots of comments that have
Oh,
come in.
go on.
Here Gwyneth has said thoughtful acts which show effort and initiative are very romantic. It doesn't have to be expensive. If one said the stone, the beginning that hated each other, but in a situation they had to rely on each other. And development and discovered a likeness for each other. So romance should start small, but can be nurtured into something beautiful by both parties. Need to be engaged and not just one-sided. Yep, I agree. Back to Eden says, yep, we all have healing to do. I say to my son, before you hold your wife's body, make sure you hold her heart. Yeah, clap for that one.
Yeah. And I would say, was that back to Eden?
I was back to Eden.
Right. And I would say, I agree 100%. So I'm just checking again with back to Eden, is that can we not be romantic before we get married? It's just a question, just based on what you've said there, because again, that point I agree with, but can the romance not start earlier? And I'm just asking that question. Go on.
Okay, so Tony says, totally agree with your monologue there, Shaw. And I didn't even do jazz hands. Right, and then Bobby had said, yes, son or daughter, be prayer partners. Speak the word together. Speak at Sabbath lunch. A short walk after Sabbath lunch. Keep close to church as possible. Yes, and longest telephone calls.
Good ones. Good ones. Good ones. Okay. All right. Any more specific things, or are we going to leave it now until next week? Are we going to come back with talk about, well, we've got to. Next week is the Wednesday before the Friday. Is it Friday? Next week,
Friday, yeah, it's Friday.
Next week is Wednesday, the Wednesday before the Friday. So we've got to talk about what we can get up to next Wednesday, what we can put in place for Friday. They'll only have 2 days.
Are we asking people to do anything special for next week?
Well, not asking them to, but some might have something in mind, or some may want to and not know what they can do, what romantic gesture they can make. If it's okay to make that gesture? Is it dangerous? We've examined today it could be quite a minefield, man. We could
end up anywhere next week. But I think, can I just say one thing though? And this is a me comment. Yeah. And my comment is this. I get a bit disheartened sometimes when people go about, oh, battery. Depending on the person, I guess. Some people can hug, kiss, and hold hands.
Were you in the middle of a sentence?
I was in the middle of, sorry. You know what? I do this at work all day. You can tell me. I'm always, anyway. What's really thing is when people go on about, oh, it's pagan. Let's not talk about love because it's February. It's pagan. And I tell you why. Because you know what? It's sometimes we just need to piggyback off of what's there already for us. It's a month of love. Everyone is all loved up, wanting to be loved up, preparing to be loved up, or whatever it is around love. So use this as an opportunity to love on someone, to love on God, to love on, if you've got no one to love, find somebody to love. Why? Because it will make you feel good. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's basically it. And what happens is a lot is that we see, and somebody mentioned the arranged marriages earlier on, that especially in the Victorian age, as we said, that romance was never part of relationships. It was all about families securing their future, making it better for each other. That's what it was all about in the Victorian age.
No, but I'm sorry, my reference point is Bridgerton. But when you see them at their balls and they're doing the little dances and they're looking over the fans and it was more than that. You know what I mean? And I think in every generation, in every culture, there's always a romantic story, somebody defying the a couple define everything else. But
Romeo and Juliet,
you know what I mean?
back in the Tudor age.
But I just think we just need to just love, man. Just love people. Love
This
people.
This is why I'm saying we just need to not tap our personalities. We just need to express ourselves.
And Tony D says, and don't buy any custard apples.
Don't buy the custard apple. Eat the custard apple yourself, man. You get in trouble. You buy the custard apple, next thing, war in a Babylon.
War in a Babylon. But anyway, Mark, should I press the button?
Press the button. Press the button. Have you got 2 messages on there, or did you read them already?
No, I read them already.
Okay.
I did read them already.
So gentle people, we've been talking for a couple of hours just about romance. And seen quite a minefield that it is. As I say, if you want to relive some of Charlie's best moments tonight.
Oh, stop it. That's just not nice, Mark.
I thought that was very nice, actually. I thought it was quite good.
Don't worry, guys. I am going to make sure I'm all therapied up this week. Therefore, next week, no kinks.
No. But no, it is a fact that we do podcast all these shows. We podcast all of our shows. Tell Me a Story, even the news show, which I'm not quite sure why you podcast the news show, because by next week it's stale news. But then I don't know. But we podcast in the news, Tell Me a Story, all everything else. All the other shows are podcast. So if you want to ever share a particular program with somebody else, you can just call us and get a podcast of the show. They're free. You just get a podcast of it. It's not a money-making thing. And you can share that around. And we will be back next week to talk about love.
More love, man.
More love. I was going to say continue to talk about romance, but I think we've actually killed romance now.
Oh no, we haven't. But you know what? What I've learned today is that, when you think of romance, it's not just about something that's between two people. Romance is for anyone. You can romance anybody.
Yeah.
And do that.
Yeah. And the reason why I think it's safe to say that is because I think that the common connotation of romance is narrow. That's what it is. If we funnel our connotation of it to just into a small place, then it could become awkward. But if we open it up and just allow it to be making people feel special, a certain feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love, whatever that means, I think is a great thing. So we're going to be back next week, God willing, and please do join us. Remember, have a glass of something, and see you then. Good night.